Welcome back. A library with one of the state's most colorful histories has kicked off a fundraising campaign that hopes to raise $2.5 million in the next 2 years. The Friend Memorial Library in Brooklyn is raising money toward revitalizing its aging building as well as improving services. Brian Seidlinger has more.
The Friend Memorial Library Capital Campaign came about after an extensive multi-year strategic planning process undertaken by the library's board and staff and has plenty of items on its agenda.
There are 3 areas that need a whole lot of improvement. One is staff office space. The building needs HVAC work to keep mold off our collection. We need an expanded children's area and teen area, more space for computer stations. We're planning on an outdoor pavilion because in the summer we have large numbers of people coming to the programs.
The library has one of Maine's more rich histories. Author E.B. White was heavily involved with the library in his time living in Brooklyn, as was his wife Catherine, who sat on its board. The library says its present-day place in the Brooklyn and Blue Hill area is as paramount as its past.
If you were to wander by in the summertime, you'd understand just how important this library is to the community. Not only the community that's here all year round, but the community that comes in from away that have summer homes here and people from neighboring towns. This is a bustling place.
The library is also a space where different generations can come together and interact and have conversation. And in our world today, it's a really special, sacred place that people can do that.
Even though it's a free public library, the Friend Memorial Library receives virtually no funding from the town of Brooklyn. So the Capital Campaign is vital to the library's future of service to the community.
This little facility is unique in the state of Maine. There are not many freestanding nonprofit libraries that have the scope that this one has.
We're all looking forward to seeing this thing really come together the way we've been envisioning it.
Brian Seidlinger, WABI TV5 News, Brooklyn.